Good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift 61. Now, tonight, I'm going to go through an assassination mission. I'm just getting this little donate mission out of the way, mostly to find out how much influence or rank gain I get with the Imperials. I think it's about 3%. Now, allegedly, assassination missions and combat missions are supposed to get you more influence with improving with your faction rank. So if you run assassination missions for the Empire or the Federation, you're supposed to rank up quicker. So I've chosen this one, which is Assassinate a Pirate Lord, which hopefully means that wherever this guy is going to be, he's going to be wanted, which I do prefer, because I don't like assassinating people who really don't deserve it. Admittedly, you do see some assassination missions which are a case of assassinate this pop star because we think he's got crap rock songs. Although, admittedly, in the case of Justin Bieber, I think that might be justified. So, this is about a week into Engineers 2.1.
Landing coupler disengaged. Please observe safe speeds when traversing the docking bay.
And to be honest, I'm a little nervous about undertaking these missions now because the AI has been increased incredibly. It is now a lot more difficult to take on ships which are rated dangerous and above. Now, this is quite a close by, so I'm not going to have to worry. But I'll also be able to show off a couple of new features I've found. Mostly about the way that these missions work. So you can see it's quite a nice system here. We've got quite a few Earth likes. Yeah, quite a rich industrial system. Now I've moved away from Semius mostly because my trading route is now no longer viable. As you saw in the last Top Shift, I lost a T9 to a mission pirate. Well, I've lost another T9 since, and that was just to a pirate in Yawa. It does seem that they've upped the difficulty in systems like Anarchies to proper dangerous levels. So they've put the dangerous back into elite dangerous, which is what I wanted. But now that it's actually happened, I'm 10 million credits down. Well, careful what you wish for and all that. So, yeah, there has been a couple of issues with this release, one of which has been what is known as the multi-cannon plasma cannon, or the plasma multi-cannon bug. It's where ships of deadly and higher have access to a plasma cannon. However, due to a bug, it also acts as a multi-cannon, so effectively, if you've been on the receiving end of the plasma cannon before, you'll know it just hammers you down to nothing quite quickly. Imagine that linked with a multi-cannon. Not good. Frontier say that they're already on it, and there should have been a server-side patch issued, which hopefully will be able to resolve this issue. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm flying to the nav beacon, because when you're doing missions, or if you've gone into a system where you do not have navigational data or nothing on the local system chart, the nav beacon is your friend. You fly to the nav beacon, you scan it, and it will update your mission objectives. Or, if you haven't got planets or bases or anything like that on your scope, you scan the nav beacon and the nav beacon will give you all that for free. However, you can't trade that information in at a later point. It's different if you've got a discovery scanner. So in this case, I'm going to scan the nav beacon, and hopefully it'll tell me where to find our troublesome pirate. It's quite a few ships about at the moment. Don't know if they're hostile or not. Ah, the scans worked. Here we go. Right, so that's moving to E. Right, 2F. suppose I better look that up on the system map eventually. I'm having a look.
Scan detected.
I hope he's a bounty hunter or a policeman. Yeah, okay. So I now know round about the planet that I was going to go to. Now, at this moment, it's telling me that I should look for unknown signal sources round this planet. Now, usually, before 2.1 came out, it was a case of you either scanned, you flew around in supercruise around the system until you spotted your quarry and then dragged him out with the old frameshift interdictor, or you randomly tried USSs until you managed to find him. Now that's changed.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right, the USSs, now that you actually can scan them, they give a hint of what's going on within the USS. And that makes such a difference. For instance, if you see threat level 1, weapon fire detected, you think, right, I know I've got a good chance of getting in there and maybe scoring a couple of kills. And if you're a trader, sometimes it comes up and says trading opportunity. These things make the USSs a lot more useful, and I think is probably the signposts that David Braben was talking about in earlier interviews. Now, so far, no sign of any USSs. The ships, they all seem to be pretty harmless. Oh, new data there. That's good. That's one of the materials that we can use for with engineers later on. Now, at the moment, there are 4 engineers. Well, it's actually 5 engineers which I know about. These are going to change over time. People will discover new ones. However, at the moment, a lot of them want either a lot of money or they want very rare items. And I don't have the time to actually go looking for them at the moment. But they have been working at Frontier and listening to the community about some of the problems that have just been issued. The first one is obviously the AI, which I've already covered one of the bugs. But the other one is that the higher levels of AI get access to the engineer's equipment, which can seem unbalanced, especially when you haven't had an opportunity to. So what Frontier have decided to do is that they're going to make sure all NPC ships don't have access to the engineer's capabilities, if you see what I mean. So no longer will you be up against a pirate that will fire heat ammo at you, and before you know it, your ship is overloading. Oh, now this is interesting. This is an Earth-like. Yeah, there's no station. Weird. Right. Let me just check this. Because this must be the first time I've ever come across an Earth-like planet that doesn't have a station around it. Yeah, I'm right, look. The other Earth-like planet, yeah, that's got a small outpost, but this one doesn't. I wonder if that means it'll have a starport when we're able to land on Earth-likes. I mean, those ones we can land on, the ones with blue circles. Yeah, there's still no sign of this USS yet. So we'll have to start scanning around other ships, because you never know, you might be around. No, that's definitely not him. He's nice and clean. Mind you, it's only coming up to the time when he's supposed to be here. So, oh dear. Well, that's a surprise. And it doesn't look like the servers are coming back. Right. I'm going to just shut this down for a second and go kick my router. I'll be back in a minute. And we're back. Right. So, it's put me back quite a way, but here's a prime example of one of the USSs I was referring to. You can see here it says weapon fire detected, threat level 1. I'm pretty close to where the planet is, so I'm gonna go in and see whether or not this has our pirate lord in it. Eventually. Now the other thing that... oh, hang on. Almost there. Here we go. Right. Okay, we've got one green and we've got one unknown. Oh, this guy's wanted, I know it. Yep, he's wanted. Right. Out with the guns. We'll just see if we can get a little bit extra more reward out of him.
Scan detected.
Yep, completely wanted. Right, you're mine. But it's not our pirate lord. You can tell that novices are quite easy to get rid of.
Target destroyed.
Ouch. Lately I've got quite a fan of the frag cannon beam laser combo on the Vulture. It's extremely handy because you don't need to do much power management.
Cargo scoop deployed.
But let's scoop some of these materials because I'm going to need them for these engineers, and I'd advise anybody else, if you get a chance, to scoop when you can. There we go. Well, that's a brand new one.
Cargo scoop. Frame shift drive.
Well,
charging.
I'd say that was a successful little encounter, but no sign of our pirate lord just yet.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
And we're away again. Now, as I was saying earlier, the engineers will be undergoing a little bit of a change in 2.11. Frontier have listened to the community about the fact that the random number generator, when determining effects for beam weapons and other such equipment, is too random and will allow you to buy the effects that you want for your equipment, but at the expense of reputation with that engineer. So I suppose, you know, it's a bit like culling in favour, and all of a sudden they say, well, I don't like, the engineer might start thinking, well, I don't like that commander. He sort of...
objective detected.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's coming up as a different kind of would you look at that? It's coming up as a different kind of USS. Oh, excellent. Oh, that makes things a lot easier. Instead of all these dropping down into different USSs, it actually shows you which one you need to. Yeah, as I was saying, the engineers might start thinking that you're taking the mickey asking for so many favours, so they might not think that much of you. It's a good system if you ask me, and I think much better than the security response unavailable. And oh my goodness, one right, Sidewinder. Oh, he's clean. Right, so it's not the Sidewinders I need to worry about, which are actually a good thing, because... oh, ow! What the... okay, we've got him. And he's in another Vulture. Oh, joy. He got first hit in as well. I think he's set up exactly the same as me. He's got at least one beam laser, and I bet the other one's a frag cannon. Ow, ow, ow. Right, balance that power. Now, you might notice here I'm using my ED tracker. Very useful for looking around the cockpit without the full need for track IR. And very cheap as well, so I know that ED Tracker are sponsoring LaveCon this year.
Target shields offline.
So if you get a chance, go have a look at the system notes to look up the ED Tracker website. We're talking a full head tracking system. For about £40, so you know it's this guy is he's following a pretty standard pattern. Having a little bit of trouble. Come here. Won't be able to do this with fixed weapons, that's for sure. Yeah, ED Tracker, as I was saying, yeah. Good bunch of guys, 40 quid for a small little thing that fits onto the top of your headset and it gives you the ability to look around the cockpit as you can see here. So hello to Brumster and all the rest of you, and I hope to see you at LaveCon. God, this guy's tough. And very good at running away. That's the disadvantage of the frag cannon, of course, is because it spreads out like a shotgun. It's less use at long range.
Target
But
destroyed.
that was
Mission
more than
objective.
enough use for me.
Mission critical message.
Excellent. Right. Tells me to go back to my home base. Well, I'm getting a bit of the calming shakes now. I must admit, it's certainly got the blood pumping. I'll say one thing. Thanks to the upping of the AI, I've had to change as I said earlier, I've had to change my trade route. I am now. I'm still based near Semius, but I'm going to a different high-tech world to do my trading, one that's got a lot of security. However, the trade route itself is a lot longer, so instead of making 4 million credits an hour, I'm making 2 million credits an hour. But that's better than losing 10 million credits every other run. Otherwise I'll be back to the Sidewinder before you know it. I had a really exciting little tussle the other day in Semius itself. A Viper Mark IV jumped me when I was in my T9, and I thought it was done for, but because Semius and the other systems I use are high security, the police come in very, very quickly and give you backup. So thanks to the police AI's help, I was able to defend myself against that Viper Mark IV. So I've got a sneaking suspicion I could probably hold my own in the T9, maybe up to an ASP. Anything more than an ASP, I think I'll be in trouble. But even then, an ASP, it's got 6 hard points, and one of the things that I've been discovering is that the more hard points the ship has, the more flexibility it has with its weapons platform. And my god, missiles are more difficult these days. That's why every ship I've got has now got a point defense turret on it. I've found those things to be lifesavers.
1. Engage.
Frontier are looking into the ECM functionality, because apparently ECM is not working as people wanted. I know I had a little bit of trouble with it. Because the longer you hold the E key and release it is the range that goes out from the ECM. So I was just touching it, so of course it was having no effect on any missiles which were coming towards me. But the point defense turret does seem to work quite well in most cases. So that's a recommendation until they've got the ECM sorted. So this is the 3,000 light second journey that I do now in order to avoid the pirates. At the moment this is quite a... Well, before it would actually be quite boring, but now because you know that the AI has upped its game, you're checking every single ship. And you need to concentrate completely on the way in because you're scared that, you know, one of them, if one of them's got a little wanted sign against it, the chances are he'll be coming for you. And the last thing you want to see is a ship travelling in the same direction behind you. You're constantly on the lookout for that. The other thing to look out for is little messages appearing on the top left saying, "Ooh, the rumour was right, what a juicy haul." If you get those kind of messages, you know that some ship somewhere is going to try and interdict you. That is when you keep an eye out and try your best at the interdiction mini-game, if you like, that wonderful little tug of war that we have. So, apart from that, there's been quite a few items of news. Presently, there is a multi-faction contest going on, where 6 selected player factions are involved in community goals, warfare, and the result of all these community goals will result in one of those player factions winning the right to become a power in the power play subsection of the game. As you can see, this is invigorating a lot of the community, because community goals, everybody likes community goals, and player organisations. Oh, that's a bit close. No, the reason that I've actually moved to this system is that it's a lot more interesting than Semius. It's got extraction zones, it's got lots of pirates, it's got a couple of gas giants and a lot of places to land. And I've taken the Vulture out into some of the extraction zones, and that's been quite a laugh, especially with the new graphical improvements that have been put out in the asteroid zones. They've got back to their pretty level that there was initially on game launch. Right, okay, we've got a threat one here. Yeah, go on then, I think we can do this. Mind you, last time I came across a threat one, there's about four small ships, and one thing that I have noticed is a lot of these small ships can take a lot more punishment than they used to, and they can certainly give it out. As anybody who has taken on the Lave Radial Orange Sidewinder outside Lave can testify, you get everything you deserve by trying to take that thing on. It's probably me as an AI behind the controls. It ain't Fozzer or Alan, that's for sure. Right, let's see what we've got. Okay, security service, that's fair enough. Oh, an Imperial Courier. Oh, this should be a laugh. I used to have an Imperial Courier. It was a fun ship to fly. But unfortunately the Vulture's slightly better in every way. I'm still trying to get my Imperial rank up to Baron so I can get myself a Clipper. Or and visit Facis, which is supposed to be the Imperial Navy.
Target shields.
Almost reminds me of the White Star from Babylon 5, these ships. Oh, he's gone. There we go. Boom.
Target destroyed.
Goodbye, Jeremy Kelly. You got everything you deserved. So, curiously, when David Braben was asked recently in an AMA about what about Thargoids, the big baddies from the original game, he said one phrase which got everybody into a tizzy: winter is coming. I, it's a hard thing to say because really it's cold enough in space. It can't get any colder. But we do know that people are working on 2.2. I think it's called Guardians, even as we speak. I don't know when we'll hear any details, but we do know that they're going to be doing a little bit of refinement of 2.1
Cargo scoop retracted.
to smooth out the bugs with a couple of little gameplay changes. But
Frameshift drive charging.
I do know that the community is not taking well to the AI changes.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
It has been a difficult adjustment period for some of them, and including myself. I mean, you don't lose 2 T9s in the space of 2 days without realizing that they've gone and made things more difficult. And it does raise an interesting question that I think we were discussing on the radio not so long back, was that if you do change the difficulty that much, does that negate the achievement of reaching elite? Because when you think about it, elite itself, for every rank, a combative rank that you go up, it means that only ranks above you, the same as you, and I think a rank below, count towards your rating. So when you're an elite pilot, or a deadly pilot, only dangerous, deadly, and elite pilots will count towards your rating. And those AIs...
The Imperial Flight Operations Bureau welcomes you to our territory. We are honored by your visit. Station services have been informed of your arrival. Access permitted. Please land on designated pad number 19er.
Oh, I do love these extra voices. They just add that little bit more to atmosphere to it. I didn't think it actually... I didn't think that much of it originally when it was originally put in beta, but when I finished the beta and went back to the 2.0 that had it without this background chatter here, it did feel very, very isolating and cool. So it's a welcome piece of atmosphere. This take it slowly through here.
2,000 meters from touchdown.
Now, the way that the space traffic control address you depends very much on your ranking with either A, the Empire, or...
Kindly reduce speed to 100 meters per second.
I'm getting a speed warning. Yeah, it depends on your Imperial rank and whether or not you're elite. The higher up, the more polite they become to you. So, I don't know whether they're the same with the Federation. So, that was a successful round-trip mission of an assassination.
Enjoy your stay, Commander. Your comfort is our top priority.
And we'll just cash this in. So, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for joining me. And hopefully we'll soon have our... what? That only went up 1%. A donate mission went up 3%. Yet an assassination mission only went up 1%. That's a bit disappointing. Right, let's cash this reward. Oh, it was a bit slow. Here we go. And there we have it. One fully completed assassination of a pirate lord. So, I don't think there's anything else I can do tonight. So, thanks for watching, and oh, good bounties though. I'm slowly working back to that 25 million that I had before I even started. It's gonna be a long, long trip. Yeah, look, I only gained 1%. Looks like I'll just have to give them more money. Bribe the Imperials, that's what I say. Thank you, and good night.